Good morning, children. In our today's class, we are going to see or we are going to continue what we have learned already in our previous class. Do you remember what we are learning? Yes. So, we are learning our Unit 5 Supplementary Reader. Before entering into our today's portion, today we are going to recollect or just recall what we have learned already. Okay, the title of the story is A Day in 2889 of an American Journalist by an author, Jules Verne. I already told you about this author too. He's an writer. He became famous because of his futuristic novel. That means he was able to predict what will happen in the future. Okay, so in the same way, you can see the title itself, 2889. Okay, so what are the technological developments will happen in the year 2889? He is going to explain through this story. Okay, so it was written in the year 1889, that is 1000 years before. That is before there is a gap between 2889. He wrote in the year 1889 and we are in the year 2020. Okay, whatever he predicted, most of that developments we are enjoying now. Already I told you in the previous class about that, is it? So now just we can have a quick glance. We are learning about a day in the life of Francis Bennett. Okay, early morning he woke up with a bad temper because his wife is in France and he is in New York. Okay, so that he feels some loneliness. So because of that he woke up in a bad temper. Okay, so as soon as he woke up, he switched on the phone or telephone. In the telephotic mirror, he saw the image of his wife. Okay, so that his mood changed because not only the sound he can hear, he can see his wife too. So he was very happy. Then he entered into the mechanized dressing room. Okay, see this dressing room. There we have to dress ourselves or someone can help. Both can happen. But here mechanized dressing room. Machine will do everything for you. Okay, there is a mechanized dressing him, buttoning from top to toe. Everything is done by the machine. It's a mechanized dressing room. Then next, after that he dressed up and he entered into the reporter's room. There 1500 people were working under him and they were sitting in front of the telephone and they were collecting all the news around the world. Then next, so photo telegrams means see the images they are receiving. Okay, so from where they are receiving this photo telegrams? From other planets. Okay, Mars, Mercury, okay, Jupiter, okay, all those planets, they were receiving some photo telegrams. And this Jovians, who are these Jovians? Do you remember? Yes, right. They are the inhabitants of the Jupiter. Okay, so after that we learned about this Gandhini. Gandhini is a new planet discovered in the year 2889, that is mentioned there, and they were very proud to introduce it in the next news. Okay, so this all things we learned in our last class. Okay, so from morning till nearly they are reaching afternoon. Okay, till that time what are the things happened we saw in our last class. Now we can start our today's class. Okay, what are the things happened after that? Okay, now the next room, a broad gallery about a quarter of a mile long, was devoted to publicity, and it well may be imagined what the publicity for such a journal as the Earth Herald had to be. It bought a daily average of $3 million. They are gigantic signs reflected on the clouds, so large that they can be seen all over the whole country. From that gallery, 1,000 projectors were unceasingly employed in sending to the clouds, on which they are reproduced in colors these inordinate advertisements. So now we are going to learn about a new invention, that is this broad gallery. Okay, so imagine, what is this broad gallery? Okay, it's like a television, not like a normal television. It's the image we can see in the clouds, that's in the sky. Okay, so it's so big that in one area, if they are through the projectors, if they are displaying that images, the whole country can see that. Okay, so there is no need of television in each house. So they can see the news or whatever it is happening in the sky. In the clouds, the image will be seen in the sky. Okay, that is this broad gallery. Broad gallery. So the whole country can see whatever news, whatever it may be, they can see in the same place. That is a broad gallery. It's a new invention he is mentioning, or he is imagining something and telling, okay, there will be broad gallery in the year 2889. There is no need of each or whatever it may be, that television in each room or each house. So here we can see one television. That is one place where we can see all the images or whatever news we need, we can see through that. Okay, that's the broad gallery. So thousands of projectors were focused towards that, and from that we can see the things, okay, whatever we want to see. At that moment, the clock struck 12. Okay, so it's 12 p.m. It's the afternoon. So these are things we learned. Now it's afternoon. The director of the Earth Herald left the hall and sat in a rolling armchair. So from the reporter's room, he was very happy hearing all the news, what is happening, everything he collected, and from there he sat on his rolling armchair, and from there he is moving. In a few minutes, he had reached his dining room half a mile away at the far end of the office. Okay, now from the reporter's room, he is moving to the dining hall. Okay, so it's in other end of that office. And how he is moving? He is not moving by walking. By walk, he is not walking. How he is walking? How he is moving from one place to another in this rolling armchair. He will be just sitting there. It will take him to the place where he had to go. Then the table was laid and he took his place at it. Within reach of his hand was placed a series of tubs, and before him was a curved surface of phonotelephote on which appeared the dining room of his home in Paris. Mr. and Mrs. Bennet had arranged to have lunch at the same time. Nothing could be more pleasant than to face in spite of the distance, to see one another and talk by means of the phonotelephotic apparatus. Okay, now it's 12 o'clock and he reached the dining hall. Already arrangements were made there. Through the phonotelephotic mirror, his wife, Mrs. Bennet, is in the phonotelephotic mirror. They arranged in such a way that they are going to have their lunch together. Okay, so it's afternoon and they are going to have their lunch, and they were very happy. She is in France, but he is in New York, but together they are having their lunch. Okay, like everybody else in easy circumstances nowadays, Frances Bennet, having abandoned domestic cooking, is one of the subscribers to the Society of the Supplying Food to the Home, which distributes dishes of 1,000 types through a network of pneumatic tubes. The system is expensive, no doubt, but the cooking is better. So, not without some regret, Frances Bennet was lunching in solitude. He was finishing his coffee when Mrs. Bennet, having got back home, appeared in the telephone screen. So, now we can see about this pneumatic tubes. I told they were in the dining hall, and his wife is in France. He needs food, is it? He is not cooking for his own. So what he is doing? He ordered it in a supplying food to the home, a society for supplying food to the home. He ordered there. So this food was sent through pneumatic tubes. Pneumatic tubes means a series of pipes will be there through that tubes, because the force of air, what we are asking, it will be given to us on our table. Okay, so here this system usually used in the hospital for sending medicines from one place to another, and it's a complicated network. Everything can't be done in a correct way through that pneumatic tubes, so they dropped that system. But here they are telling that the food is supplied through the pneumatic tubes. Because of the force of the air through the tube, the food is delivered on his table. Okay, so now from that supplying home, the food that through that pneumatic tube, the food reached on his table. Okay, 1,000 kinds, varieties of foods were there. What he need, okay, he can order, and on his table it will reach. Okay, nowadays we are having door-to-door delivery. Just from the home, we are just ordering through our phone and they will be giving to us. Okay, in such a way, through pneumatic tubes also the food will be sent through the tubes and they can get it on his table itself. Okay, so he is telling that this way of getting food is somewhat expensive, but the food is better. So he is not at all worrying about that, because he is in good position, so he can spend much money. So he was not at all worrying about that. Food is better. That is the thing he is explaining to us. So now he was finishing his coffee when Mrs. Bennet, having got back home, appeared in the telephonic screen. So it's nearly evening. So after his lunch, what are the things he is doing? We can see. Okay. When he had finished his lunch, he went across to the window where his aero car was waiting. So next thing, aero car. Aero car means the flying car. That is the thing. Okay, like aeroplane, the car will fly in the year 2889. That is his prediction. So where the car is waiting, near his window. Okay, so after his lunch, he reached near the window and just have a look outside. So there he saw the aero car. Where are we going, sir? Asked the aero coachman, the driver of the aero car. He is asking, where are we going, sir? Let's see, I have got time, Francis Bennet replied. Take me to my accumulator works at Niagara. Okay, Niagara is a waterfall, he said. To that place, you have to take me. Okay, the aero car shot across space at the speed of about 400 miles an hour. So, in a good speed, the aero car is flying, and within half an hour they can reach there. We can see that. Below him were spread out the towns with their moving pavements, which carry the wayfarers along the streets and the countryside, covered as though by an immense spider's web by the network of electric wires. Okay, so now he is flying in his aero car. From there, he is just looking down. Okay, he is telling that when he looked from above, that he can see down fully the network of wires. Why? They are all the things are passing through tubes and wires. So it's like a spider's web when he saw from the sky. That from there he is looking down. He is in the aero car, and from there he is looking down. So it's look like a spider's web because of the network of electric wires. Okay, and also there is moving pavements. People are not walking. Okay, so what they were doing, they have to just stand there. The sidewalk will be, it will be moving. So wayfarers along the street and the countryside. So the moving pavement will carry the people from one place to another. They no need to walk at all. Okay, it's a good development. But about this wires, electric wires, nowadays without wire we are using all this technology. Far more what he had imagined, we are enjoying new facilities. Okay, but here he is telling that everything through wires, they are can see network of electric wires, but that system won't work, I think so, because without wires itself we are now enjoying. But he is telling like a spider's web, everywhere the network of electric wires are there. Within half an hour, Francis Bennet had reached his work at Niagara, where after using the force of the cataracts to produce energy, he sold or hired it out to the consumers. Then he returned by the way to the Philadelphia, Boston and New York to the Centropolis, where his aero car put him down about 5 o'clock. So, after that, he reached Niagara. Within half an hour he reached there, and after what they are doing there, from the Niagara waterfalls they are producing electric current, that is the transformation of energy. Here it is given there. They produce energy, that is the light energy they produced from the electrical energy that is produced from the water. So after checking everything going on well, he moved from that place and he moved through the Philadelphia, Boston, New York, and then he reached the Centropolis. Then now, where his aero car put him down about 5 o'clock. So it's evening. So after taking lunch, he moved to Niagara waterfalls, and from there, after in the evening, he reached again to his office. The waiting room of the Earth Herald was crowded. So it's evening. When he reached at 5 o'clock, the waiting room was crowded, full of people. A careful lookout was being kept for Francis Bennett to return to the daily audience he gave to his petitioners. Among their different proposals, he had to make a choice, reject the bad ones, look into the doubtful ones, and welcome the good ones. So it's like an interview. Okay, lot of people were waiting for Francis Bennett and interview for a job. So what are the new development, new things they found out, they will be introducing to him. If it is bad, he will reject it. If it is something doubtful, he will look into it. And if it is something good, he will accept that. Okay, these are the things going to happen after 5 o'clock. So he soon got rid of those who had only useless or impracticable schemes. A few of others received a better welcome, and foremost among them was a young man whose broad brow indicate a high degree of intelligence. Okay, now in this interview he had selected two young people. Okay, so we can see who are they and what was their discovery. Okay, first one, sir, he began. Though the number of elements used to be estimated at 75, it has been now reduced to 3, as no doubt you are aware. Okay, so you might have studied in chemistry about these elements. How many elements are there? 118. Is it so? So here he is telling, now itself we are having 118 elements, but here he is mentioning that now we are having 75 elements, then it is reduced to 3 elements, like that he is mentioning here. And now he is talking that all these things he is going to reduce into 1 element, and what he is going to propose is, he is told, whatever it will be, make the creation of all forms of matter easy, stone, wood, metal, fiber, whatever we want, we can artificially create all those things, like that he is introducing something. So he is asking a question, Francis Bennett, to that man. What is that question? We can see. Are you saying you are going to be able to construct a human being? Yes, without soul. Yes. Can you say what is that invention? Robot. Yes, they can create a human being without soul. Whatever the man is ordering to it, it can do. Okay, like exactly like human being, all the work, whatever work a human being can do, yes, it can do. Okay, without soul, that is the thing. So he said, yes, I am able to do that, like that he predicted. So now, complete. The only thing missing will be the soul. Francis Bennett assigned the young fellow to the scientific editorial department. Okay, he was selected. Okay, scientific editorial department of his journal, he was selected. Now, the second inventor. Yes. Now, we can see the second inventor. What he had found out. Okay. So, he is talking about moving a town from one place to another. Okay, he is telling about a town named Saf. Okay, so they are going to, he's telling, I can move that town from one place to another. It is 15 miles away from the sea. So, I'm going to change that area into a seaside resort. Okay, seaside resort, I'm able to change. Francis Bennett was also attracted by this proposal, and he said, how much amount you are going to spend up in that, half of that share I will spend for you. Okay, these are the two inventions. One is about the reducing all the elements into one, and he was going to find out something new. That is, whatever in this world he was able to create artificially. Okay, that is the first one, and that is a human being without a soul. The first inventor was able to find out that he proposed about that, and the second inventor proposed that he can move one town from one place to another. That is, he can move a town that is 15 miles away from the sea, and he can change into a seaside resort, like that he said. And Francis Bennett was attracted by this two proposal, and both of them were selected. Now, after this busy schedule, okay, now he had his meal along with his wife. How? He switched on the phone or telephotic mirror, and with that he was now having his meal, and he was talking to his wife after the busy schedule at night. Now, when do you expect to get back to Centropolis, dear Edith? Asked Francis Bennett. Is this Edith the name of his wife? That is Mrs. Bennett. The name of the wife of Francis Bennett is Edith. So he's asking, when you will come back? I am going to start this moment. Now I am going to start. By tube or aero train? So how you are going to reach here? By tube or aero train? So aero train means flying train. Okay, so tube, as I told you already, how the food is passing through the tube. Human beings can move from one place to another through this tube without any traffic jam or anything. They can, it's very fast, okay, fastest means of transport. He mentioned it is in the year 2889. People will move through this tube. In it can we can travel in the speed of 600 miles per hour. Okay, we can travel in such a speed. So he said it's better you select tube. Okay, how you are coming? You are coming to New York through tube or aero train? He's asking. By tube, then you will be here at 11:59 this evening. So at night 11:59 I will reach there. So see the time how they had mentioned 11:59. So if we were asked how we will say now 12 o'clock. 11:59 we will not mention as the exact time, is it? But here it is mentioned. So it is told that in the year 2889, how they are giving importance for each minute. Lot of things they can do within that second. Okay, that is that if they are considering that each minute as valuable. So only they are telling at 11:59 I will reach there. That is exact time. Paris time? No, Centropolis time. Goodbye then, and above all, don't miss the tube. You don't miss the tube, you reach their correct time, and you can reach here exactly. So the submarine tubes by which one travel from Paris in 295 minutes, and certainly much preferable to the aero train. It is better to select the tube than an aero train, because through the tube one can reach that place very fast. Okay, now Francis Bennett, very tired after so very full a day, decided to take bath before going to bed. So before going to bed, he had to take bath. There was always a bath already in the office. He touched the button. For taking bath also, he touched the button. So a rumbling sound got louder, increased. Then one of the doors opened and bath appeared, gliding along the rails. Okay, so if he want to take bath, he no need to enter into the bathroom. Bathroom is moving towards him. Switch on the button and the bathroom is moving towards him, and he had to just enter there. Okay, so that kind of developments will also be there that during 2889 he is predicting. Okay, so before going to bed, he is going to take bath and he will be sleeping. Okay, this is a day. What are the things happened in the life of Francis Bennett? That is a day in 2889 of an American journalist. Okay, so And that's all in our lesson. Just we can recall from morning to night. A quick glance we can have. Morning, he got up with a bad temper, but through the phone or telephone, in the telephotic mirror, he saw the image of his wife and he felt happy. After that, he entered into the mechanized dressing room. Machine dressed him well, and after that, he entered into the reporter's room. There, he inquired about all things what is happening there, and he was told about the photo telegrams from other planets and about the Jovians we learned. Who are these Jovians? The inhabitants of Jupiter. And about the discovery of a new planet, that is Gandhini. We learned about Gandhini. And then after that they mentioned about the broad gallery. What is this broad gallery? Exactly like a television, but it is very big and we can see that screen in the clouds. Okay, so for one country that broad gallery is enough. Okay, then next after that he take his lunch, okay, along with his wife. So through what from where he got the food? Through pneumatic tubes. Okay, he got the food, pneumatic tubes. The food will reach on his table. Okay, then next after having his lunch, he saw his aero car waiting near his window. So he get into the aero car and he reached the Niagara waterfalls. There he hired or sold to the customers the energy produced from that Niagara waterfall. And after that he reached through Philadelphia, Boston and New York, and then he reached Centropolis evening 5 o'clock. When he entered into the waiting room of his office, he saw many people waiting for him with their new invention. So all those things he go through, and he rejected the bad one, doubtful one he just looked into, and also the best one he selected. So through that, from that he selected two. Okay, the first one about the elements. Okay, the 75 elements, he told that everything converted into 3, and now I can convert it into one element, and whatever things in this world I am able to create artificially because of that. So he is enquiring whether you can create a human being. He said exactly, okay, I can do that, and without a man, without soul. That is what we are having now. That is our robot. Okay, so next inventor, he told that I can move a city or a town from one place to another. Like a block, I can shift it and move to one place. He told that a town which is 15 miles away from the sea, I can change it into a seaside resort. After that, he was very tired, and so he take his meal. In his meal also, he was talking to his wife at that time. So he inquired when you are coming to New York. So she told that moment she is going to start from there, and she told that she was traveling through tube and she can reach exactly at 11:59 that night. I will be reaching there. So he was very happy. So after that, after his busy schedule, that whole day he had to take bath before going to bed. So for taking bath, he no need to enter into the bathroom. The bathroom is moving towards him. Just he had to press one button. Okay, this is the one day of that American journalist. Okay, so I hope children you understand this lesson. Okay, now in our last class, I gave you a study portion, that is the 4th unit supplementary reader paragraph. Okay, so I hope you have learned and write it in your rough note. And today's study portion, you have to learn and write the 5th unit, that is Secret of Machine. That is the memory poem already you learned. You have to study the paragraph of that poem and you have to write it in your rough note. That is the study portion for today. Okay children, thank you.